Hello and welcome to another modern stream. We continue playing the decks from the top 8 of MTG Las Vegas, and today we are going to be playing the runner-up deck list. This is one of the actually surprisingly many combo decks that got into the top 8 this past weekend, and we're talking about Indomitable Creativity. Honestly, sort of a one-card combo. If you really think about it, like all you need is the creativity and you need just a fetch land and you're good to go, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to cast creativity for x equals 1 or 2, and you destroy a creature, and then for each permanent destroyed this way you reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal an artifact or a creature, and you put that into play. So the combo is you make tokens thanks to Dwarven Mine, thanks to Hard Evidence, thanks to Prismari Command, which can make a Dresher token, and then you target those with Indomitable Creativity, and then you honestly just get one of these big bombs, which are pretty sweet, and particularly when you get them together, they're kind of unbeatable. So if you get Emrakul, like right now is not the best way to be the best time to be cheating Emrakul into play because of the card Solitude. Obviously, Solitude answers Emrakul in a very clean fashion, so it's not a great time to be playing Emrakul. But when you play it alongside Sarah's Emissary and you name creature, or you name Planeswalker if your opponent's answer is the Fairy Unraveler, or you name instant if you... I guess instant doesn't really work, but you're probably never going to name instant, but whatever. But once you put both of them into play, you have a 15-15 and a 7-7 that swing for 22, and then your opponent discards a bunch of stuff that they have in play, so it's not great for them, and you win very shortly afterwards. So that is the combo that we're trying to put into play. If you x equals 1, you're kind of rolling the dice. You have a 50-50 chance of getting one or the other. But if you x equals 2, you always get both of them into play, and you win very easily from there. So more often than not, we're trying to x equals 2. In the meantime, we can play a very strong mid-range deck with some solid interaction like Lightning Bolt, Remand, Prismari Command, Fire and Ice, and Prismatic Ending, so we can really play a fair game. And then we also have a bunch of Planeswalker to help us grind. Ren and 6, the Fairy Unraveler, which is very well positioned right now. Kaheera the Harbinger, which can also find the Emrakul, which is pretty cool with the ultimate. And a couple of copies of Jace the Mind Sculptor. Rounding the deck, we also have, as I was saying, Remand as another form of interaction, and Faithful Mending as one copy. Still no idea what this is about. I imagine it has something to do with discarding your own Emrakul, but who knows? And I definitely don't. But I imagine it has to do with that and just gaining some life, because the matchup against the aggressive strategies is probably not great with this deck that is fetching every single time and fetching shocking very often. So this is the main deck we're going to be playing. The sideboard includes the card that you would expect from a 4-color concoction like this one, which is Couple of Blossoming Calm against the aggressive strategies, Flusterstorm against combo and control, Domi's Veto also against combo and control, Veil of Summer against discard spell decks and also against counter spell decks, Alpine Moon against the Saga decks of the world, Lightning Helix against aggro, Rest in Peace against some combo decks, some dredge style decks, etc. Supreme Verdict against Go White creature decks, and Wear Tear against, well, decks that Wear Tear is good against. So this is the deck list that we're going to be playing through a league. If you are in the US, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a fantastic time. We're recording this on Thursday, so hopefully you're celebrating and you have stuffed your face, and you will be watching this on Friday, meaning that your stomach will hopefully not be feeling quite better just yet, but a little bit maybe. And to you, I say cheers. I'm gonna be hanging out with Fernando over here, my beautiful Fernet. So if you're into it, make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you there for round number 1. All right, first hand, and we are already drawing our Dwarven Mines alongside our basic planes. I think I have to ship this hand, right? Sure, I can cast all of these spells, but they're not even that great. I think I'm just gonna ship it. I assume this is better. And I'm gonna send it Dwarven Mine because I'm not gonna use it yet. What country am I in? Oh, I am in the US. I live in Los Angeles. So then we can get Kaheera Triumph with hard evidence. The drink has been popular in the San Francisco Bay Area since before Prohibition. In 2008, San Francisco accounted for 25% of US consumption. San Francisco bars usually serve Fernet as a shot, followed by ginger ale chaser. Yeah, you'll love to see it when you draw exactly the card that you just sent to the bottom. So you're not the one drinking. Okay, good to know. Thank you for that, that JPG. I feel like a more cultured human being now, you know? So here's my Kaheera Triumph. Que tomo rey, un Fernandito. That's it. I'm getting iced here, which is honestly just a beating because my mana base sucks. So that's pretty brutal. I mean, I couldn't have really played around that anyway. There's a Steam vent, so I guess I'm gonna do that so I just cast something. Gonna give it a try? I mean, I think it's fantastic. It's one of the most popular drinks in Argentina. And I think it's very, very good. Can we find a remand so we can remand these Crashing Footfalls? Because that would be glorious. Remand, pretty good against my opponent's Rhino strategies. Please don't cascade me. The fairy. So I can go for that. Yeah, we definitely go for that actually. Because even if my opponent, even if they cascade in response, I can just minus and get rid of one of the Rhinos. Yeah, but I think my opponent's going to answer the Teferi this turn here. Maybe they force. That's another option. They could just force. Yeah, that's what they do. Okay. But that's a force that, you know, doesn't answer my Embercruel, you know? So what I have to draw now is... I guess if I find creativity, I wouldn't play it anyway. Because if I... Because I think I want to wait until I can X equals 2. That's a Murktide Regent. Well, I mean, I'm doing that. Blue, blue. Bounce your dude. Can I bounce your dude, please? Thank you. I'm gonna get in there with the crab. It's just tight play, you know? So... we're looking for creativity. We're looking for... creativity is the best draw. I think my opponent's wondering whether they should shock the dwarf token, because they can't shock Jace. They can fire ice the Jace, but they can't shock it. Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's a way to use their mana a little bit more efficiently, and it makes the Murktide come down a little bit faster. So I think it's correct for them to do that. But yeah, going back to the conversation, that JPG, in Argentina, the Fernet is not drunk as a shot. Fernet is drunk as okay. Fernet is drunk as with Coke. So ice, you put ice, little bit of Fernet, and then the rest is Coke, and that's what makes it fantastic. So opponent's last card, excuse me, last card in hand is Murky. I can minus on a Rhino, play Jace minus in another Rhino, or I can brainstorm, and if I find creativity, I can hard evidence into creativity. So I think that's better. This can tap one of the Rhinos. Play that. Haven't found a remand, haven't found a way to shuffle, which is very unfortunate. I think I'm gonna ice in Prismara Command. And I think I want to ice on my opponent's upkeep. Actually, I guess if I ice and hard evidence, my opponent can't kill my dude. And I can also crack the clue token. So I think this is better. Because this allows me to untap with Jace. And now we can, but I don't have any more tokens if I do that. And I really need the tokens. I know I'm drawing a blank, though. They go face. Well, this is easy then. We just take it. Very surprised that my opponent's going face here. Very, very surprised that my opponent's going face here. They could have played Murktide and they didn't. So I think we're doing this. Oh, maybe they're just gonna race him Borrower. They are gonna race him Borrower. Okay. So I'm gonna do this so I can dig one card deeper. Bounce Rhino. Ding, ding, ding. This conveniently kills the Rhino. It's quite nice. Okay, so we just put both of these on top. Yeah. Both of these on top, play my land. Ren and 6, kill here. Say go. And we should be winning next turn. An opponent can't have combat tricks. Like they can kill one of my walkers. If they have Fire and Ice, they can kill a second one, but we don't really care because we're just gonna kill them with Indomitable Creativity. Opponent cycles. Can get a Murktide into play. 1, 2. They go face again. I'll take it. So we should be good now. We're just gonna creativity for 2. And we can creativity for 2 in combat. That is cute. That is hella cute. Let's do that. Let's actually do that. Oh, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. And I think with the angel, we're just gonna name we're just gonna name instant, because Racing Borrower is the only way that they can bounce. I guess Borrower and Dead Gone are the only ways that they can bounce my stuff. Plus, I definitely would love to draw that Faithful Mending, because that guarantees that we literally cannot lose. Although I guess we can't lose already, so it just super guarantees that I can't lose. Pass the turn. You have activated my trap card, Yugi. You have activated my trap card. Ha 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 ha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Surprise! Gonna name instant. Let's do this thing that I love to do. Let's do this thing that I love to do.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah. I love it. Can I go to blocks? Can I please go to blocks? I would like to go to blocks. Yep. Okay, so we're playing against Rhinos. Fluster seems pretty solid. Bolt does not. Remand seems fantastic. Veto seems pretty good. I don't think we want Fire and Isis. I think I'd much. They may have Blood Moon. Because my opponent's playing Temur. So they may have Blood Moon, so I'm gonna bring in the one of Wear Tear. And Veil of Summer is super interesting. Do I want Veil? Oh, I just realized Nahiri also answers enchantments. Sick. These are the two cards that I'm interested. I don't think I want Verdict, because dealing with the getting white under Blood Moon is gonna be a pain. But the vetoes, the Veils could be interesting. Particularly to help me force through a Time Traveler on turn 4. Something like that. Maybe. I imagine this matchup is fine. Yes. Yes, I will keep. This hand shall be kept. I can also play around Blood Moon beautifully with this hand. Because I can go fetch for... Oh, I can't play around... Yeah, never mind. What I said is a lie. Just blatantly lied to you. I actually cannot play around Blood Moon. I think I'm just passing the turn here. Play around Fire Ice. Now I'm going to do this and get a Kaheera Triumph. And if my opponent wants to tap my land on upkeep, we veil. I think I'm supposed to go to play around Blood Moon here, particularly because I have the ending in hand already. So I think I'm gonna take this game super slow. Gonna take this game super slowly. Not a bad draw. Okay, so I can TEF now? Humble agree with the Prime sub coming back for 10 months. Thank you so much for the Prime subscription. Welcome back to the Prime Pet Stronghold. This is kind of awkward, because if I want to hold up Veil to protect the TEF, then I can't ending the second Rhino. I don't think I want to play Ren. Huh. This is very awkward. I guess I can play Ren, ending Evidence. At this point, I got both of my basics, so like it just doesn't really matter. This means that we're in trouble if my opponent has Blood Moon. Except we aren't, I guess, because I have the Fairy. Yeah, we're just in okay shape here. Crab token blocks the Shardless for free. If my opponent wants to shoot the Rhino at the Ren, that's fine. They go face. My opponent has not cared about my Placewalkers whatsoever. Crab too strong. So now this coming turn, we're going to be hitting our land drop. We can play the Fairy with both Remand and Veil backup, which is pretty nice. And the Fairy is going to bounce the Rhino, and then Shardless, then Crab protects the TEF, which is pretty cool. If my opponent has a second Rhino, that's a little bit of a problem. My opponent also is guaranteed to be playing Blood Moon because of how they've been tapping their mana. This Murktide has to be so bad for my opponent. They have been paying way too much mana for that Murktide Regent. So now I guess I bounce the Murky. Another hard evidence. Another hard evidence. So second hard evidence allows me to protect Teferi very nicely, actually. So because they can't cast another Cascade spell because Teferi's here, I'm gonna play second hard evidence. And even if my opponent bounces one of these crabs, I can still go fetch for 1-drop for the Dwarven Mine. So this is looking pretty solid. Feeling like I'm in okay shape here. It's the Fernet power. It's the Fernet power. That's what it's all about today. I have Fernet superiority. The remind is not active yet, right? Oh, you're right. 100% right. Ooh, wow. A good catch, actually. Magic's breaking. Invita a Fernet. Por supuesto, por supuesto. So I imagine they're going to send both at Tef here. Wow, my opponent continues going face, ignoring all of my walkers. That's so weird. Triple vaulting. They can't. Like that's why I'm so surprised. Oh, okay. So they have Fury, but they pitch Fury. Okay, so they're gonna kill both crabs, I guess. Maybe they'll kill crab plus Def. I don't know. I feel like even if they play Murktide here, I feel like just having the Fury is a lot better than just playing Murktide here. Also, I have 2 clues. Like, I can still, if I have creativity, I can still creativity here. I may die, though. Do I want to cycle? So I'm dead the next turn. Because I'm taking exactly 7, because I need to, in order to activate this and to jump here, I have to take 1. So I think I'm supposed to just cycle Veil this turn, because they play the blue spell. Oh, I don't have another red source. Cool, cool, cool. I don't have another green source, I mean. I guess I do, but I have Stomping Ground, which I can't get with this, so never mind. But I would have shocked to get what's his name there. Oh. I don't know, man. People say Magic is hard. I just don't get it. We're definitely not playing the same game, right? People who say that Magic is hard are not playing the same game that I am, I don't think. Sure. +1 Paso to the team. Bum, 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 bum. This is how we do it. Bum, 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 bum. This is how we do it. Am I doing pro creatures this time? Because my opponent's at 15 and they can't answer my Miami. Bum, 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 bum. This is how we do it. Bum, 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 bum. This is how we do it. 1, 2. It's 2. Dude, imagine not having it, man. Imagine ever not having it. Could not be me. Could not be me ever not having it. GG's. Good stuff, good stuff. Opponent gives the GG's. We have beaten the Rhino Menace. See you next round. Okay, so my opponent's playing some sort of Kaheera deck. And I have double Ren and 6. So I think I'm keeping this hand. Because Renin 6 is a heck of a card. In before Belcher? That's true, it could have been Belcher. Could have been Belcher. It's not a Belcher-like mana base there, right there. Do I just slam? I think I just slam. Got the counterspell? They do. Or not. Maybe they don't. They do. Yes, they do. Okay. Can't remember, are you a fan of the Conversions of Amulet? Yes, I was in fact one of the originators of the Conversions of Amulet. At least to my knowledge. Maybe there was somebody else playing the Conversions somewhere else, but when I was playing the Conversions, I remember not only me playing it and nobody else playing it, but also people giving me shit for playing it. The most timely draw. I do remember people giving me shit for playing Karn. What are you? Why would you do that? Like, why would you want to play Karn? What does it even do? That kind of stuff. So yeah, it's one of my favorite ways. Any consideration to minus the Renin 6 to kill their Teferi? No, because I need land drops and I already have Prismari Command in hand, right? I need land drops and I really need to, like, Renin 6 is not going to survive because Prismatic Ending is a card, right? So the days of Renin 6 surviving in this kind of situations are long, long gone. Now the question is, do I want to fire? I think I do. That allows me to remand. Because I could also Prismari Command, but if I do that, then there's nothing I can do, really. So now if they play something that I want to remand, I can just do that. In this matchup, we have to make sure that we are doing X equals 2. And I think I'm going to start beating them down with a stupid 1-1. Maybe they'll have Shark. Shark could be sort of a beating, but not really because we have Command and they can only Shark for 2. I'm definitely very interested in resolving this Prismatic Command so I can discard the Emrakul though. Door of Mine is a miserable top deck there. And I know that my opponent has a Jace now, so I'm trying to put some pressure here. So draw 2 and create a token. It's nice that I get to shuffle the land back. That's pretty sweet. I hadn't thought about that interaction right there. It's pretty neat, actually. I feel like I really have to find the Teferi here. Galter John, thank you for the follow. I feel like I really have to find the Teferi here. Because my opponent can always just... my opponent can Wrath my Emrakul plus Angel. I'm gonna tap one of the lands on instead. They are playing Vertex in the main deck. Pyro. Also, I would have creativity for 1, right? What does that really achieve for me? Nothing. It's not that good if it works out, and if it doesn't work out, it's even worse, you know? So Jay's down. Play land, say go. Trying to dodge a verdict here. Maybe I should have creativity there. There's no, I should not have creativity there now. This is non-land, so I can't get rid of Colonnade. So I could serve here. I think I'm gonna serve. That counterspell on ice was interesting. Well, they are countering because they're denying me the card draw, right? That's what they're doing. I think my opponent's playing straight up blue-white. Yeah, they're playing straight up blue-white. Their counterspell worth more than your random draw. That's not necessarily true. I don't think I agree with that. So I think I'm going to draw 2 and shock here. We're going to loot plus shock my opponent. Hero of Dominaria. I'm gonna shock the death. Huh. Paying costs? What's my opponent doing? Yeah, you want to tap first. And now I'm gonna do 2 damage to any target. Target player draws 2, discards 2. Remand. Okay. So let's go at the fairy first. And yes, we're definitely remanding the Archmage's Charm here. Killing Tef is pretty important. Oops. Yeah, I think I'll just play Jace here. I play Jace. Yeah, because we have Treasure, so it's fine. So I'm going to use the Treasure to remand the Archmage's Charm. I can end in Def? No, I can't. This is 5. I only have 4 colors here. So remand that. Now the question is, I think I fetch for Yeah, because I think I'm brainstorming here. Remand, counterspell. I could have also remanded myself. I could have remanded my own Jace to effectively counter my opponent's counterspell. And here I can plus. If I plus, my opponent can prismatic ending my Jace, and we know that they have counterspell. So I think I'm going to just brainstorm. And if they want to fire off the colonnade in order to kill my thing, they can. We know they have counterspell. I think I should remand Jace. Yeah, because of prismatic ending, I think I have to, you know, just kind of take it there. So here comes colonnade. This is fine. They're gonna kill Jace, which makes sense. Fetch. Untap. Ren. It's possible this baits out the counter spell, which we know that my opponent has in hand, and I'm gonna let that counter spell resolve. And now we're dropping a second Jace. And I think this time around we're gonna plus. Actually, are we? If we're on the same spot again. No, I'm actually gonna do this. That's big. That's huge. Hell yeah. So I can attack for 3. I can attack for 3. And I can resolve to fairy. If they Wrath, I have Jace. If they... I guess that what they can do is they can attack Jace with Colonnade and ending my Teferi. I kind of have to get Dwarven Mine because otherwise I just died to the hole, so... I guess I would still die to the hole, so let's do this. How's it going, Lex? Which deck do you like the most other than my Titan? It's a good question. Do I have just plus here? I think I just plus. If they have Colonnade plus ending, that's a problem, but... Verdict. That's fine, because I can still get the treasure token, so it's no big deal. And also now I untap with Jace. And would they use the verdict? And the reason I only attack with 1 last turn, it's because of prismatic ending. My opponent could have endinged plus killed me with hole. So they kind of have to answer this treasure token, funnily enough. Thinking they'll kill Tef, you plus again and kill Walker and create... Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. I'm out of Dwarven Mines, for what's worth. I am completely out of Dwarven Mines because I feel like I have to use them. Bonus down to 5. Not gonna have Sis because they could try to charm my... Yeah, exactly. So I can just, you know, crack this. Very smart of my opponent, by the way. Very, very smart of my opponent. Okay. Gonna brainstorm. Mending. Okay. So I guess I can't. So I'm gonna spend this turn to draw a card with Tef. But I'm not gonna play the land. So I'm just gonna pass the turn here. Mending's actually kind of nice here. They're gonna go for Hole. And we get to ice the Hole. Just time walk them. Go to combat. Ice. Can I pay 3, please? No, but I don't care about the extra mana. I don't care about the extra mana, and I'd rather my opponent not have the 4th mana on their turn, right? That's not great. Plus brainstorm. Crap. Okay, so put both of these back. Ran. Do I have a Tarn? I do. Okay, so I can still fetch a land here, but I definitely need to shuffle the top of the deck here. Oh, I can creativity to the hole. That's hilarious. And they get a Solitude, I guess. I mean, I'm at 9, and I have a Mending in the sideboard, so I don't need to creativity the hole. Oh, the island is in the graveyard. Oh, shit. So imagine opponent's gonna go after Tef. After Jace. Well, I guess you got a Solitude. Oh, Chalice. That's so much better for me. That is so much better for me. Jeez. Can we find the hard evidence here, please? That's what I'm looking for right now, just hard evidence. So end step, we are gonna fail to find. Oh, we have one last land. Excellent, excellent. Faithful Mending, blue, white, 1. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, my opponent's at 5. Well, that's hilarious. Well, that's hilarious. Okay, so I guess they're dead now. I'm not missing anything, right? I don't think I am. Pinga? Newly controlled, keep this. Pinga? Double Force doesn't do anything. That was cool. That was a hilarious game. That was an absolutely hilarious game. I love that. Okay, bolts out, Veils, Flusterino. And I think that's it. One with Dwarf, Fetchland, Tribal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Good old bold. Just like a classic end to a control mirror. Just bold your face a bunch. So this seems good. This seems very good. This seems fine. This seems good. What do we not like? What do we not like? Maybe one hard evidence. Faithful Mending seems, I guess, unnecessary. Yeah, Fire Ice is what I was looking at. We can do something like this. I was gonna say we can cut this, but like I don't think we want to. Because Solitude is a very real card against us. No, I think that icing my opponent's land on their end step and like making sure that we have like a clean. I'm gonna keep this. Making sure that we have like a clean turn where my opponent can't counterspell me is, I think it's a big deal. This is bad. I always kind of feel like these decks are missing some lands. Am I crazy for thinking that? Yeah, I don't think I'm going for Ren here. What do I hit with ending this matchup? Teferi Time Raveler. It's this asshole that likes to, you know, ravel time or whatever. Well, we're slamming now because we drew Fluster. How many lands in the deck? At 24. The issue is that 2 of your lands enter the battlefield tapped, which are the 2 triumphs, and 4 of your lands, ugh, that sucks. And 4 of your lands are, you know, they're not lands really, right? These are not really lands for our purposes, you know? Pretty decent draw. Yeah, this would have been nice last turn. That's for sure. I think if they... Do I Fluster now? I think so. Oh, maybe I should have vetoed there. No, Fluster is fine. We Fluster there because we can veto a Teferi. So I think that yeah, I think Fluster there is fine. Hell no. You think that guy's resolving? Hell no. Out of here. Out. Out of here. My boy, though, he can resolve. He's sight. He's sight. Creativity is nice. I don't think we care for second Veil. And we already played our land this turn, so I'm going to send the Steam Vent here. Our mines are active. So we can technically just get put the combo together next turn. What is this? Teferi Time Raveler. You got me. Is my opponent gonna minus? Yeah, they are. I mean, they have to have Solitude here, right? They just have to have Solitude here. Because they minus, so they can't, you know, instant speed me. Did they just throw away the fairy like that? No, it can't be prismatic ending because they minused. So it just cannot be ending there. Well, we don't want that one. And I think this is what we want to do. Missing land drop there kind of sucks. But honestly, we are in fantastic shape, so I can't really complain too much. We have an active Jace, we have Veil of Summer and multiple counter spells in hand. We got Prismari Command going on as well. So make a token, draw 2, discard 2. Discard that, and I think I'm gonna discard Ending. Brainstorm Jace, bottom, and that. Hard Evidence. Play that. Think tapped. This is indeed the deck that top 8 at Vegas. If they go for Deluge, I'm just going to Remand. MurkyMan89, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Cracking a clue on end step. Just trying to draw cards here. Finally, we found a way to shuffle. So you're going back. And I guess you're going back because I really want to hit my land drops, so. Zwing. Out of here. I think that's a fine memory deluge while my opponent's missing land drops. I'm so patient. Thank you. I mean, I'm assuming that's a compliment. Big Tiff. That's fine. Minus on Teferi for the ultimate blowout. Oh man. End step. I can go for Dwarven Mine. Because we have to kill this bad boy, obviously. So, shock. Draw 2, discard 2. That's pretty brutal, actually. That's really brutal. Yikes. That's kind of devastating. So that on top, and then that on top. Attack Tiff, attack Tiff. 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we get Raveling on that time, please? Veto? Nah. Nah. Well, now I'm just gonna plus, and I'm just going to... So... No, I guess I can't do it. I just have to fire. Because I can't have my opponent draw a card. So we're just gonna do that, hold that veto in case my opponent has Prismatic Ending. But we do have a Teferi in place, we do have a Jace in place, so a bunch of my opponent's cards just don't do anything anymore. No, we don't AOT creativity because if my opponent has a Prismatic Ending and they answer the Teferi, then they just counter my creativity. And they did have the thing. So, very happy with how I play this game, actually. Super happy with how I play this. I guess they can have a second one, but that taps them out for the turn. Yeah, EOT of opponents, I know, but like they do that, and yes, sure, I can steal creativity on their end step, but now they can counter it, and they would have been able to counter it. So now we're going to make that play that you were suggesting. Yeah, this should be game. And this also allows me to just not care about Supreme Verdict here, which is very nice. So yeah, as you can clearly see, I am an expert creativity player. This is not me playing well. This is Fernando just kicking ass over here. So we're gonna let this Prismatic Ending go. And we're gonna bank on this Veil of Summer, I think. And if it doesn't work, there's another creativity on top of my deck. So that should help. Spreading Seas? Nah. So now that our stuff is uncounterable, we can, I guess, Steam Vents. Yeah, so we're gonna Steam Vents here, and I'm just gonna make X equals 3. And even if they have Solitude, we still get 2 tokens. They have Aether Gust? Counterspell, sure. Resolves. Counterspell resolves. Well, to say that my opponent says wow, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I play that one pretty well. Alright, see you next round. Alright, playing against another Kaheera deck. I'm gonna go for it. Another control decks. It's not the best draw I've ever seen. I've seen better draws. Spreading Seas. That's great. That is awesome. When Waffle Tapa streams, so you gotta play control. But Waffle was playing Historic today. He wasn't even playing Modern. Yeah, we have ways to prevent this from happening. We have Prismara Command. We have the draw to discard 2. And the good thing is that we can't draw any more, right? So Prismara Command will always allow me to discard both of them, which is cool. Jace and a fetch. Yeah, we have multiple ways of preventing this from being a big issue, really. It's just very funny, right? Like, that I kept a hand and I drew 2 cards. And those 2 cards are literally the only 2 cards that I cannot draw. It was just very funny. Also, this Spreading Seas completely owned me, to be honest. Chalice for 1. I think I just really want a cantrip. So I think I'm doing this just because I really want a cantrip and I want to be able to play Ren next turn. Oh man. Whew, dodged. So it's gonna be a Sacred Foundry, yes. Green, red, play my Ren. Return that. Play Hard Evidence, your go. Miss Land Drop also is good for us. That's pretty funny though, like we literally drew the worst 3 cards that we could have drawn. Sort of impressive in a way if you think about it. What are we getting here? Oh, a blue source, yes. The only thing that we can get if we want to cast this Chase to my Sculptor, so let's do that. Brainstorm. Destroying too many cards. Get in there, Crab. You can do it. Clean attack. Clean attack from the Crab token. Crab token doing some pretty solid work right there. The Fairy. Don't bounce my Crab token. Don't do it. Put in pluses. So we got a shock. Blue, red, red. So we're gonna shock plus draw 2. Shuffle. Rainstorm. Put those on top. And now what? I think I get a Dwarven Mine and I ping the Teferi? I think so. I think that's the line. Also, I can't cast this, so I should probably shuffle that away. We can draw off this clue. Opponent pluses. It's pretty nice. Attack you. Fire. This is probably counterspell worthy. But they don't counter. Whew, that's a lot of lands. Okay. Play that. Oh, we don't have another blue source. That's kind of awkward, actually. That's super awkward. Hovsky, thank you for that follow. Just gonna plus. End step. Gonna discard the land on this. Sure, that doesn't matter whatsoever. Kind of want to save this remand for... Three mana. Well, I mean, I guess we gotta use it right now. They could have counterspell here. Another hard evidence is rough. Would like to draw my own Teferi. Yeah, there you go. So land, blue, white, 1, Teferi. So if they have counterspell, they have to use it now. They don't, so I'm feeling pretty good about my spot here. I guess I can't x equals 2. So I kind of have to pass the turn. So next turn we're going to be good. Next turn we're going to be good. So we're going to have to remand the Tef again. Can we kill it? Shock. +1. I mean, this Ren is threatening ultimate next turn, so... Once we ultimate the Ren, we have infinite remands. Well, now we can actually... Do we just start? Is it time to just like start plusing Jace? So opponent. I kind of feel like I should start plusing Jace here. Look at the cards, that's fine. Keep that on top. So now we can just prismatic ending. Oh, that's what they go for? Interesting. Okay, that's fine. So I guess they're desperate about the Ren. But then I just creativity them to death, which is nice. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's perfect. Teferi. So I definitely want to draw that thing, but I don't want to creativity now. So I think I want to Mending into the Prismatic Ending. And pass here. I guess I could Prismari. Yeah, so let's Prismari command. Shock. And make a treasure. This means I can take care of the Jace here. And Teferi has no problem. So I can take care of the Jace and I can take care of the Teferi with the Prismatic Ending. I'm also ultimating Ren, so I think that we're good to go here. This should be game. Quite an interesting matchup, honestly. So white, red, blue. Kill that. That's dead. Now that is dead. And now we actually have the brainstorm because we drew a stupid stupid Emrakul. Put those on top. Ultimate. Play land. Green, red. Plus one fetch. Say go. Oh, did I not plus the fairy? Man, I did so many things, and I guess I just forgot. I literally just forgot to blast the. I forgot to blast the fairy. I'm an idiot. Well, damn it. I mean, it's not like we can really lose this game anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. But still, you know, whoopsies. Smart command, 2 damage to any target, create a token. Brainstorm. Well, I guess I'm just gonna remand anything. Pass the turn. Discard the stupid hard evidence. Nice chalice. Long game 1. It's pretty rare that I'm, you know, behind on time to my opponent. Draw 2 is fine. As long as they don't have an answer to this Teferi, I don't care about anything that they can do. Put Kaheera in hand. Unbeatable. Boop. Kaheera. I respect my opponents starting to sacrifice their lands, you know? I love how only one land was sacrificed. Only one land was sacrificed. The rest are fine. They can stay there. Okay, so we said we liked that. We said we liked this, and we said we liked this. Bolts out, these out, and we cut one of these. And we also cut the mending. But we thought that the Fire Ass was worse than the mending. Oh, we cut one ending. That's what it was. Boom. Let's go. Let's go. This deck is good. This deck is really good. Even though the mana base is a little bit sketch. Just a little bit. Just a little bit sketch. Sure. Mana base, slightly sketch confirmed. I like the Ice plus Nahiri combo. I actually hadn't thought about it until right now. Just tap your opponent's Chalice, then Nahiri it. It's pretty good value. This deck is amazing. It's looking really good, let me tell you. It's looking really, really good. Cycle Shark, you got it, Chief. So they're bringing in Shark to deal with our Teferi, which makes sense to me. We'd love to see a Veil of Summer style card. Starting to see a couple too many lands here. What's up, Gingy? How's it going? Draw 2. That's fine. Got 3 top 8s and local events with it. Nice. Before MH2 was even better, now it's just on par. Yeah, MH2. I mean, MH2 gave this deck something very important, right? Which is the... I think my opponent has Fluster, so I'm not gonna mess around here. Like, this guy can't resolve. Like, my hand just does not work with the Teferi in play. I should have played this. That was a huge mistake, actually. I should have played this. Because now I can't veto plus Remand. I mean, this deck's mana requirements are... They're steep. There's steep mana requirements, to say the least, I would say. Shark. Okay. So this means I get to resolve Nahiri if I want to? And I think I want to. Ugh. We don't have that many answers to this Sharkarino. My Sculptor. I mean, I guess Nahiri answers the Shark, so never mind. Plus on me when I have a fetch land in play. Interesting place. I like that. It's a good draw. Dispute. Remand your dispute. Minus. Okay. That's a card. That is a card. I really want to play this land. So I think I just plus and don't discard anything. I mean, I could get lucky, right? Like, I could get lucky and I could discard a Dwarven Mine and then top deck exactly a fetch, which would technically be a little bit better. But I think that it's just too risky. Get a fetch land. Plus... on this. Fluster is nice. So, kind of looking pretty good. Alright, opponent has Shark. Shark is pretty solid here. So I guess I probably have to creativity here. And then my opponent is going to bounce whatever I creativity into. But that way I get to protect my TEF. I guess let's see what my opponent does with this Shark token. Let's first see where they go. Because I think protecting the Teferi is even more important than... Oh, wow! They did that? That is absolutely insane to me. I would have imagined that creativity or Shark... I'd much rather just creativity my own thing. Particularly now that my opponent just Jace Brainstorm before. Like, I would imagine that the play would have been to attack the Teferi and then like see what I do, and if I do, then they can just minus on my Teferi and bounce it. We still have one Dwarven Mine in the deck. Unfortunately, we drew 3 of them. I didn't fetch for any. My opponent, I just naturally drew them, which is hilarious. Yeah, so my opponent goes for that, which is fine. Like, this just forces my hand. So Dwarven Mine. If we find Emrakul, that would actually suck. We would love to not find Emrakul. We would love to find the other one, the Angel, so that we can name protection on creatures. And my opponent, yeah, that's worst case scenario. Because now my opponent can actually just Solitude my Emrakul, and now I'm just gonna have to win through other means. Because the Emrakul is gonna get exiled. That's pretty unlucky. I mean, we had a 50-50 shot, right? We had a 50-50 shot, and we just... Because now they're just going to Solitude my Emrakul. Prismatic Ending. We could Fluster, but there's only 2 spells, so my opponent would just be able to pay. Teferi. It's actually not heinous, because I can just ping there. White, blue, red. This plus for Emrakul. Shuffle. I guess I'm gonna minus here. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess if they have a land, they can actually attack me with Hull. So because of that, I guess I'm gonna minus. Land is fantastic because we shuffled the 4th one with the Emrakul. We shuffled the 4th Dwarven Mine back into the deck. So this also allows me to Doving's Veto, which is great. Opponent continues to brainstorm. I mean, they have to find an answer to this Nahiri. Yesterday I got the Emrakul Thought Knotted, but still won. Yeah, I mean, they have to deal with the Teferi and with this Nahiri. Let's see what they do. Memory Deluge is fine. I think we're about to win another one. Just can't lose. I'm trying, and I can't lose. Just deck is way too strong. See you next round. All right. The hand looks very good, so I'll keep it. How do you feel about of these pairings were easy or difficult for this deck? Well, I played against Control twice, and it felt very, very, very good for me. I found it hard to get to that point. Yeah, Suk. I don't know. Like, you can see how I played. You're gonna be able to see how I play those last two matches. And you can see how I approached the Control matchup, and you can see what I did. And the other pairing that we played against today was Rhinos. So yeah. Nice story. Oh, thank you. Stomping Ground into Insolent Neonate. I think I'm about to get dredged, chat. I am very much about to get dredged over here. Am I getting Hollow Wand? Maybe I'm getting Hollow Wand. The Underworld Cookbook. It's a cookbook from the Underworld. The hope the day was filled with good food, family, and friends. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So, can't complain. Discarding the cookbook, okay. How was yours, Kenpachi? So I think I'm just bolting Asmo here. Not the best draw I've ever seen. Easiest remand of my life. Can we find a command here? Prismari command? Creativity. So one thing to keep in mind here is that creativity is going to find... is just gonna find Emrakul 100% of the time. Goblin Lore. So we gotta keep that in mind. Ugh. I think I'm gonna tap this right now. And I'm gonna go fetch a Triome of the raw green variety. And now it resolves. Okay. Rootwalla. Opponent stepped out, not playing around Gutshot here. So, you know, here's 15-15. What do you got? Had too much to eat and caught up with loved ones. That's fantastic, Kenpachi. That's exactly what you want to see. Also, 15-15 against the 4-4 is also pretty good. Something else that you do want to see. Okay, so... Ooh, look at Hudson coming in hot with that Prime sub. Happy Thanksgiving, folks. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out here today. And thank you, Hudson, for that Prime sub. Coming back for 20 months. Appreciate the support. Okay, so what are we doing here? I think we want Verdict. Maybe we want Helix. Maybe Weird there. I don't think we want Rest in Peace. Remand seems heinous on the draw. The Fairy is bad, but it's kind of good at the same time, so it's pretty weird. Prismatic Ending doesn't line up particularly well against Hollow One and what's his name? Vengevine. And I think I'm dying to Hollow One more than I'm dying to, you know, like Asmo. So I'm gonna go with Wear Tear over the Prismatic Ending. We also have the random upside of being able to blow up a Blood Moon. Yeah, 100% they have Vengevine. You would know Vengevine, right? Are you in my opponent's deck? You can. I have the insider info right here, you know? I have the insider info right here. Like, you can easily tell me whether you are in my opponent's deck or not. This opener looks pretty solid, so I'll keep it. So, turn 1 Hard Evidence. That card freaks me out. That card completely freaks me out. I've died to that card much more than I wish to accept. I should play Rip. I don't think so. Not on the draw. Well, I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to create TBT. I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to create TBT. I think that we're gonna have to verdict here. I think we're gonna have to verdict. And the question is, do I shock to draw a card? And I don't think so, which make me think that I made a mistake last turn. I think I made a mistake last turn. And I should have just played a fetch land and passed, because I knew that I was not going to be able to block this thing. So I should have just played a fetched and passed. And then this turn I could have played the crab, and I would have saved 2 life. So I think that was a misstep on my part. Discovered you on YouTube yesterday while trying to find Titan player. Cool to catch you live. Hope you had a good day. Oh, fantastic day, Arok. Hope you're having a great day as well. So block there. I'm gonna find the Triumph here. It's taking so much mana, so much damage from our mana. Wait, what? That's kind of a weird thing to do. That's awkward. Well, yeah, I'm just making the most mana efficient play every single time. Hopefully this Teferi also gains me 1 life. And hopefully my opponent's not playing Blood Moon, or if they are, they didn't draw it. So they don't have enough to Ox. Stopping has been relevant for me, but I get what you mean. Yeah. So let's see if my opponent wants to kill Baby Tef, or if they just choose to go face. Okay. All right. So we're just gonna reset the board, and my opponent's gonna have some Ox doing stuff. Also, I just made a mistake, I think. Yeah, I just made a mistake. I just made a pretty big mistake, actually. I should have just played this fetch land, this shock land, and shocked. Because my opponent is 100% just activating Cookbook a couple of times and then playing the Ox here. And by doing that... Oh, they're not activating Cookbook. So they're just throwing away 2 cards for no reason. I feel like you know, it's free stuff, right? It's free food. So we kind of have to find... Fetch land. Not quite. Well, here goes nothing, I think. Hope we find Emrakul here. Easy game. And now this Flameblade Adept has the possibility of doing much more than 2 damage. So I'm just going to shock here and kill the Adept as well. No, this is better because it kills my opponent next turn, right? I can just attack for 15 and then I ping them with Ren. They did have Blood Moon. No, this is just lethal, folks. This is just lethal. I don't want to give my opponent another turn. They are just dead. Game is over. Because they can't crack food. I could also just like, I guess I can't. Never mind. Never mind. Well, this is just funnier way to kill them. Boop. Bing. Bing, yeah. Oh man, that was fantastic. Yo, this deck is great. This deck is so sick. See you for the last round. All right, last round. Sure. Okay, so we're probably playing against Yawg. What does that mean? I think I want to turn 1 tap defense Sego. Wall of Roots. Into Geist. Okay. There would have been a fantastic draw last turn. That would have been an absolutely fantastic draw. I don't think I can take a turn off. The problem is that if I don't hold up Remand this turn, I really want to hold up. I really want to cast a fairy next turn, but I guess I would like to cast a fairy with the cleanest board state possible, so I can go Evidence right now plus tapped land. Next turn, the fairy. But if my opponent plays Yawg, then I'm in a pretty large amount of trouble, actually, not even a little bit. So I guess I'm gonna have to hold up Remand this turn, Prismari Command following turn. I think that's what's happening here. Maybe I should play that. I'm gonna get Stomping. Like, this deck's mana is rough. this deck's mana is rough. If they don't play anything, I'm just gonna pass the turn. I'm not gonna fetch. Because that means that they have Chord. And they're probably gonna Chord on my end step. Kitchen Finks. I'm probably remanding anything at all here, so main deck Kitchen Finks is super interesting to me. Opponent misses land drop. Ha. Opponent misses land drop. Okay, with opponent missing land drop, I'm gonna go Ren minus on bird plus hard evidence. Whoops, that's not the one. That's the one. I'm only doing this because my opponent missed the land drop over there. Sure, they can now evolution for Yawgmoth or something, but they could have just done that anyways, right? Please Finks me again? That's not a Finks. I imagine they're gonna evolution here. Yeah. Which also grows the Geist, which means that my craft token's gonna die now. They go get Yawg. I think I chump here. Because Ren drawing me fetch lands is very good for me. Well, we can't do that just yet. So we're gonna have to Teferi first. Teferi minus on Yawg. Get back Mesa. Play Mesa. Say go. Next turn we can creativity for 5. Unless they replay Yawgmoth, in which case we can only creativity for 1. And now the question is, I think I let this go. We have a second Ren anyways, and... No, actually I should have blocked. I should have blocked because my opponent can go, if they have any black source, they can go like Wall of Roots into Yawg. Yeah, that should be good. Plus and go. So I guess I have to name Planeswalker with what's his name? Is that right? Okay, so by blocking here, this means that now my opponent needs to sacrifice another thing. So I'm just gonna do this. That protects Tef, forces my opponent to play at sorcerer speed, and now they can't suck something to put a counter here, because then this is just going to die. So this is, I think, what maybe I should have done last turn, but I wasn't punished for it. But now, if they do play the Yawg, which it looks like they are, so now I just have to do this in response and I have to name Planeswalker, otherwise my creativity is not gonna... Like, my opponent just kills the 1/1, right? Otherwise. So let's creativity x equals 2. Boom, 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 boom. And now we name Planeswalker. And my opponent can only make one of these dudes slightly smaller, and it's still lethal. Games 2 and 3 seem really hard, though, because of Necromantia. Does Necromantia target? Let's actually check that real quick. Necromantia. Search target's opponent. Yeah, okay, sweet. So, Veils of Summer are coming in. I don't think I want Romance on the draw, but I do like Vetoes. I do like Rest in Peace. Nahiri is an out to the Necromantia, which is kind of nice. Teferi can go, and I think I do like Verdicts. Fire Ice seems pretty good. Maybe Fluster instead of Veto? Just because of the mana efficiency? Because the Necromantia will only matter in the early game? Okay, I think on the draw I'm gonna go with Fluster, and maybe on the play I will bring in Vetoes. Alternatively, we could just Blossoming Calm. Blossoming Calm works specifically... Wait a second, is just Blossoming Calm sick? We Blossoming Calm... That gets around Thoughtseize, it gets around... Is Romance strong against evolution? I assume my opponent will be cutting some of those evolutions. Let's try it, okay? I'm not 100% sure about this, but I want to try it. I think it could be good. I think it could actually be pretty solid. So let's give it a shot. On the draw, maybe not be fast enough. I'm not worried about Thoughtseize. I'm worried about Necromantia. I'm worried about Necromantia, not so much Thoughtseize. Like we can just outgrind the Thoughtseize fairly easily. I don't think I want to cut a Jace. Because the issue is my opponent is just Necromantia and my creativities, and I have like these stupid big things just stuck in my hand, you know? Ren is sick, Hard Evidence is sick. Veto doesn't hit Grist. Well, neither does Flusterstorm, right? This kills Grist, which is nice. Fire Ice is sick. Keep. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. Turn 1 creature. Gonna play these to protect from Thoughtseize, or for Necromantia or whatever. Wall of Roots. It's a lot of stuff. So that makes my Ren a lot worse. So I think I'm just gonna chill this turn. The problem is now my we get Necromantia super hard. Because my opponent has a ton of just silly mana. Thoughtseize. Black Sorcerino. If they have Thoughtseize into Necromantia, then that's a big problem because they take this and this. We're in super rough shape. I Philip 3, thank you for that follow. Okay, Thoughtseize it is. At least the Rens don't get hit. I mean, they do get hit, but what I mean is like Ren doesn't get answered by one of their thingies. Colby, thank you for that tier 1 sub. 13 months. Appreciate the support. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Thanks for being here. And thanks everybody for hanging out this beautiful Thursday. In this almost 2 hours and 15-minute league. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so they do take creativity, which gives me a little bit of reading room, really. Which is pretty nice. Chord? Wait, what? But I mean, I'm flustering there 100% of the time, right? It's not even close. Pokey MTG, thank you for the Prime sub. Coming back for 7 months. Appreciate the continued support. Thank you for that. Well, if they have Necromantia, they have Necromantia, right? So I'm just gonna drop a Ren. Here's my Ren, and my Ren is amazing. I guess I could go after both of the mana creatures. I think I want to go after the young. Actually, do I? So we're definitely doing this. This is the easy part. Now, do I use Ending to kill a second Young Wolf? Or do I use it to kill it? I think I want to use it to kill the Ignoble Hierarch. Which may be a little bit weird, but like, my opponent missed a land drop last turn, and they don't have Yawgmoth mana. Grist. Okay. Hey, that's solid. That is solid. Do I just kill the wall? I can kill the wall. I think I want to kill the wall. It really limits my opponent's good draws. Wall equals dead. Okay, so it's possible that my opponent's card in hand is a Yawg. Ran down. So my opponent should see this, and they should read into it, and they should know that I have a creativity in hand. Yeah, very, very smart. Good job, opponent. Really well played there. They should take that read, and they should know that I have a creativity in hand. That on top, that on top. Play that. Go. So if they attack with the Jays with both, I'm just gonna throw a token into there, so it forces my opponent to minus. I guess I could have just let this resolve. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, I'm going all in here. I'm going all in here. I am going all in on my opponent not having Yawgmoth. Create a 1/1. Untap. Okay. Good thing I... Oh, I knew about that. I should have fetched on my end step. That was just bad on my part. That was actually a pretty bad mistake. Because I knew that on top of my deck there was a Dwarven Mine. Like, I just put it back there. Is this good enough? I hope so. If you had fetch, you ran the risk of drawing a creature. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's a fair risk to assume there. I think that's a fair risk to assume. I think it was better for me to fetch. Like, it's 2 out of 43. Dude! The 5-0, 10-0? Just the Dream League? The absolute Dream League? It just happened right in front of our eyes? Yeah. Deck's impressive. That deck was very impressive. Deck is very, very, very impressive. Every time, like at every time, I feel like at every single spot, every single game, we were in complete control of everything that was going on. Like, I never thought that a game was slipping away or anything like that. I don't know if we got paired against good matchups. I don't know if we got paired, like we got a little bit lucky or anything like that. But that looked very impressive. And this just goes over the top of everything. Like, I don't know what goes over the top of this. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like my play was solid throughout the entire league. So that's pretty cool. But this list really impressed me. This list actually really, really impressed me. So now that I have a little bit more of a feel for this deck, it is not that surprising to me that it actually ended up in the finals. And it's very surprising to me now after playing this league. It's very surprising to me how little play this deck sees in comparison to other decks. Like, when we see the popularity of Hammer, of Lurid Murktide, like, this deck is kind of up there in terms of power level. I was very surprised by its grind capability, just like its fair game plan. Like, the fair game plan is kind of nuts. Just like Ren and Sixes, the Fairies, Jace the Mind Sculptors, and like this fucking hard evidences, man. Like, this card has been so good. Like, that entire league, just putting 2 somethings into play so that you can creativity form, and like just the 0-3 just blocking a bunch of random 2-power creatures ended up being such a big deal. So, all right, I'm a believer now. Like, I was not a believer on this deck. I always thought it was kind of meh, but after playing the league and just like getting a feel for the deck, again, I don't know if I got super lucky and the deck is a lot clunkier than that or whatever, but that sure as hell felt super, super busted. Like, that felt super, just solid, just super, super clean and super solid. Like, the game plan just felt very easy to enact more often than not. And even when it wasn't, your B plans are so strong. Like, your B plans are so good. So, I'm impressed. Color me impressed. And color me now a believer of the Dwarven Mind deck, the creativity deck. Hopefully you enjoyed that league. If you did, thank you so much for watching all the way up till here. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't done so just yet. And I'll see you in the next league. Take care, folks, and bye-bye.